Okay, y'all, I have a little pet fly in here with me today. I can hear him buzzing around. I can especially hear him when he gets like caught between the blinds and the window right in front of me. And I would let him out, but I don't want to keep this door open because first of all, my family's here, or not my entire family, but my husband and my son are here. And you would think that after like 10 years of being on YouTube that I would be so comfortable just like making videos with them in earshot, but I'm not. Like even my husband just now, I like shut him in the room and I make him turn on like some background noise. Like usually we have this humidifier in our room and it's, you know, it makes some really good background noise just because I don't want him hearing me. I don't know what it is. It just makes me suddenly just really self-conscious. So I don't like when people can hear me. Anyway, so I'm not gonna open the door. So it's just gonna be buzzing around in here with me today. And I feel so bad for it because every time like a fly makes it into my house, I always think, I'm so sorry. Your days are numbered, or your one day is numbered, because it's gonna be today. Today's gonna be your last day on earth. And I actually do feel bad because, and if I can avoid killing it, I will. Like if I can somehow open the door and shoo it out, you know, the front door or something like that, I will try. And unfortunately, usually another one will just fly in when I'm doing that. But every once in a while, like they'll get really bold and they'll start flying towards my head or land on my hair or even land on my hand or something like that. And I'm like, oh, now it's gonna be quicker. Anyway, whenever I do kill a fly, like I don't just like swat it onto the counter. I always swat this way. Like I'll see it and then I'll try to swat with my swatter so that it just kind of flies, you know, off the counter, even though I still like clean my counter and everything really well, even if I just barely glide a fly swatter on my counter. But if I don't kill it and I see it on the ground, like walking around or whatever, I will grab it with a piece of like paper towel or something, and I'll let it go outside. I'm like, I'm gonna give you one more chance. Here's your second chance at life. And I wonder if they go home to their friends like, she let me live. Just kidding. So today's video is going to be just a haul, and it's just gonna be my recent purchases. It's gonna be so random. Y'all, it's so funny. Anytime I buy something, I feel like I can't go on with my life until I tell you guys about it. Like yesterday, I bought this gum. I'd never even seen it before on the shelves, and it's called Rev gum, and it's electrolyte gum. And it's not the tastiest. You know, anything that has like electrolytes in it, it kind of has like a little bit of a salty taste. So it's kind of a salty, sweet gum. My son actually took a piece and like spit it out. Like he was like, what the heck is this? It's not that good. But I thought it was brilliant because I didn't know, I learned probably just a couple years ago that filtered water does not have electrolytes. So I'm like, so we're not even absorbing it? I mean, anyway, so sometimes I will put electrolytes in like a tumbler that I make of like flavored water or something like that, just to make sure that I'm staying hydrated. And so anyway, I thought, you know what, I'd rather just chew a piece of gum for a little bit, you know, even though it's not the best, but it's not terrible. I don't think it's terrible. Just to get my electrolytes in so that I will be hydrated with my next drink of water, you know? Anyway, so once I got it, I was like, I gotta tell them about this. And then I forgot. It's not here with me right now. It's actually on my nightstand. I'll put up a picture of it. But anyway. Okay, so I'm not gonna go in any particular order. I'm just gonna start wherever and then end up wherever. So we're gonna start with these beautiful earrings right here. Let me go ahead and take them off. Look how beautiful these earrings are. And I wanna show you, this is what's so cool about them. You see how you see the face of the stone over here? But then on the back, on the outside, on the back, you see the backs of the stones so that you can see the actual stone up front when you're wearing them. Does that make sense? I don't know, I just feel like that's so unique, and you get to see every single color when they're in your ear. You see what I mean? You see how you can see that stone in the back, that turquoise one? It looks like it's facing this way rather than you seeing the back of it. Anyway, the reason I bought these is because I showed you guys in a recent haul that I bought this little necklace and then this little ankle bracelet. And I bought them to be able to wear with like any color tube top, any color bikini. I bought them to wear to the beach. I love wearing an ankle bracelet to the beach. I feel like that's just very sexy. Now, because I've purchased these and I love that the stones are on both sides, like it doesn't matter, it's not gonna flip and then you only see gold on one side, like the stones go all the way through. Now I wanna get a bracelet and I actually wanna get a ring because I feel like that would be so pretty, just a multi colored ring that you could wear with anything. I actually had on a black top earlier, and I feel like these earrings and this jewelry would look so good with like a monochromatic look, because then it would just really, really stand out. But I wanted to kind of, you know, bring out the green in these earrings, and I don't know if it does, but I just think these earrings are just so pretty. Okay, so next up are the, oh my gosh, he just flew by. Did you hear that? He just flew by, and he's, oh, there you are. I feel like he's messing with me now. Didn't he hear what I said? Didn't he hear what I said about his days being numbered? He needs to be nice, so I'll let him out the front door. I can see him, ew. So next up are these makeup brushes right here, and I've actually already used these two, and y'all, they are so incredibly soft. They actually, oh my gosh, he just flew by. There he is right there, I see him. Ooh. These actually feel just like rabbit's fur, like an actual rabbit's foot. Well, I don't know about his foot, but his fur. They're so soft. And I applied my eyeshadow with this one. I felt like it went on so nicely. The reason I bought new brushes is because I need little ones. I have little eyes. And typically most of the brushes that come, you know, with brush sets, they're always so big. But if you have smaller hooded eyes, it can make things really difficult. So I wanted ones that were like this, you know? You see, still fluffy, but just smaller. And I feel like whenever I get close to the camera, it looks so big, but it's not. So this is the box that they come in. I actually really needed this one because I needed something with another spoolie and something to, you know, put my eyebrow powder on. So these are the brushes that you get. And then it also comes with this little bag to put your brushes in, which I thought was a nice little addition. And so far I like the brushes. They have really good reviews, and I really thought they were really pretty because they're pale pink. And so next up are these pretty little bags right here. And I specifically wanted a bag this size, just like this. These are actually called pencil cases, but I specifically bought them to put in my purse to carry like makeup brushes and other little small items, because I don't know if you're like me, but it doesn't matter how big or small my purse is. I am carrying everything in my purse to create a full face of makeup should I need to. And I just carry around all my makeup, but I don't like to just throw my brushes in my purse. And then there's other things that I'm constantly like looking and digging around my purse for. So I just keep those in here, like lip gloss. And then of course I have to carry around this little guy to separate my eyelashes. And then I do have, you know, makeup brushes and lip liner mainly. And so yeah, those are always so hard for me to find at the bottom of my purse. So I like to keep them separate. And so I needed something just like this. Okay, judge me if you will, but I do not ever want to die in a body of water trapped in my car. Definitely do not want to do that. And I've seen some TikToks recently where they show somebody panicking in their car trapped, you know, underwater. And I'm like, no. Like I literally got online immediately and bought this, one for me and one for my daughter. I want to say they were like $2 for $5. Anyway, it's this little like hammer, and it's very, very pointy. And I want to say it has some sort of like punching, I don't know. Now I obviously have not used it yet, but I am going to practice on a bottle, like maybe like a wine bottle or just like a really thick bottle, like a beer bottle or something like that, just because I want to see, you know, how well it works. And I know you're supposed to hit like the corner of your window so that it shatters. Like there's certain spots that are more weak than others. Anyway, so I bought one for me and my daughter so that we will never get trapped in our car. Now it also has like a little blade right there, like a razor blade, so that you can cut yourself out of your seatbelt should that happen also. Like I do not ever want to find myself in that position. Hopefully I never have to use this, but everyone who's ever been in that situation, surely they never thought that they would be in that situation, right? Nobody ever thought like, I bet one day I'll be trapped in my car submerged underwater. And so you might as well be prepared. And you might as well have a really cute pink one too. Okay, y'all, I told you that this is gonna be so random. Look what I got myself. They are little license plates frames for your car. Aren't they so pretty? And they also come with like everything you need to put it on. So, I mean, they even give you the tool, you know, that you need to screw everything on with. And I could do it, I guess, myself, but why would I? Because I have a husband. Anyway, I just feel like they're so pretty. And I actually drive a big SUV. I'll put a picture of it here. It's like a pearl white Nissan Armada. And I love it. I love that car. More important, you know, the thing that I love about it most right now, me and my husband, we both drive the same like Nissan Armada. He's got a bluish one and I have a pearl white one. And we got him back in 2019, brand new, right off the lot. And we just paid them off. So to me, and I don't drive I literally have 30-something thousand miles on my car. That's how little I drive my car, because I usually just go to like the grocery store and back, or my kids' school and back, or maybe the mall. Now, when we do go on trips, we do take my car because it's the most clean. And, you know, I just take really good care of my car. I just have not put a lot of miles on my car. So to me, it still looks and feels brand new. And I just love it. I love it. And it's funny because I'm not in any hurry right now to get a new car. We could if I wanted to, but actually nothing is really jumping out at me right now. And, you know, I might upgrade to like, I don't know, maybe a Mercedes, or maybe, you know, we're thinking about getting, my in-laws just got the self-driving Tesla, and we've been, you know, going around in it a few times, and oh my gosh, I'm like, you know, that might be our next move, you know, something that can just like drive us around. It's gonna have to be probably for my son, because he has autism, and you know, he's definitely gonna want to drive, and we're definitely gonna have to teach him to drive. He's 16 and he's asking, but I worry about him being on the road. I don't worry, I worry about other people with him on the road. And so I'm like, I'm not sure if he's ever, I hate to say that because he is very high functioning. And one day I'll let you guys meet him. The only reason that I have not yet is because I worry about any type of criticism, you know, especially when it's your child. And so he is high functioning. He is in all mainstream classes. He's very smart. And he's actually driven like go-karts. You know, we go to this little place and they race go-karts and stuff like that. So he's driven, he knows how to. And I don't know, just, you know, anyway, that's for a whole other video. But anyway, the only reason that I bring that up is because that might be our next move, you know, rather than me upgrading and getting, you know, a Mercedes or a BMW. I used to have a BMW. I used to drive a BMW for 10 years, and it was so small, and I felt so worried in it because my children were so young, and it's such a little car. And so anyway, my next car, it's either going to be a Tesla, an indestructible Tesla, or it's going to be another SUV. I will never probably drive a car again. So anyway, but these are so cute. I mean, all this, you know, I have a story for everything, right? Okay, this is so random again. I bought this little coin purse, and I wanted it to look just like this. Like, it had to look like my grandma's from whenever I was growing up, and she always had a coin purse in her purse. But it's because in my car, nothing drives me more crazy than, like, occasionally my husband will take my car to do stuff or whatever. I don't know why every single time he ever drives my car, at some point he has change that needs to go like in my cup holders or in my door or something like that. And I do not like that. Nothing drives me more crazy than just loose coins in my car. And so I bought this specifically because sometimes I do want coins in my car, you know, should I need them, like a car wash or maybe to vacuum out my car or something like that. So I specifically bought this for my car just to keep my coins in there. Okay, y'all, we're gonna stick with car for a minute because I just like to keep my car nice and clean. And I also like to keep it organized. And right now I have things just like in my car that I'm like, no, they need a place. So I bought this, and this is actually like a little baby kind of diaper carrier. It's this beautiful pale pink color, and it's nice and quilted. But the reason I bought it is because, first of all, I always have to keep a roll of paper towels in my car. Always, always, always. I always need them at some point. Usually whenever I get gas is when I need them the most. I will never touch a gas pump handle, ever. Like, it's so disgusting to me, the thought of it. And so I always take a paper towel or wrap it around, and then I'll put my gas. So that's what I have in that first pocket. Then in this pocket, baby wipes. Like I always, no matter what, there's always gonna be a time that I need baby wipes. It never fails. I usually keep them in my console, but they just take up so much space. And so I'm like, I'm gonna put them in here. And y'all, I keep baby wipes in all of my bathrooms. Well, I've got three bathrooms. We keep baby wipes next to the toilet because we're just clean freaks around here and we always wanna be clean. Now, another thing that I have in here are my sunglasses. Like these were just on, you know, either the back seat or on the floorboard in the back. And so was my roll of like paper towels just on the back seat. And I'm like, no, I feel like they're not even kept clean like that either. So anyway, I have all my sunglasses, not all of them, but this is like a portion of them. And you know, you never know when you're gonna need another pair of sunglasses. Another thing that I always need in my car is hand lotion. That fly just flew by again. That poor thing, I need to let him out. Anyway, so I picked up this. I love the Bodycology sprays, like body sprays and lotions. I feel like they're so inexpensive. This is $5 and it smells, you know, like strawberry cheesecake. And I do like fragranted hand cream. I just do. I know somebody's like, oh, and it's probably, you know, my hands do look old. I do not think that it's because I use fragranted hand cream. I think it's because I wash my hands a billion times a day and because I have very little body fat on the backs of my hands and you can see my veins and everything and I've got big knuckles. It has very little to do with the skin. My skin is actually pretty decent. I don't have any like sunspots or anything like that. But anyway, I definitely love a fragranted hand cream. And so this is one I have in here. And then I always have to have a fragrance spray for my car. I actually have like 3 bottles, not of this exact scent, but I have like 3 of these bottles in my car. I have the other one that's like a s'mores. Oh my gosh, it has that marshmallow smell again. But anyway, this one's called Cabana Days and it's like coconut, banana, and pineapple. You know, I wish I smelled more of the banana, but I actually smell more of the pineapple, but it's perfect for your car. It's very summery and it's just, you know, it's kind of a sweet, tropical, you know, smell. And so anyway, I always have to have some sort of fragrance in my car. And then I still have another pocket here and I still have other room. Oh, you know what? You know what I'm gonna put right here on top? I always keep like crackers in my car because you never know, like if you're shopping all day and you haven't gotten anything to eat and you don't wanna just really eat really bad or go through drive-thru or something like that, I usually keep like some crackers. Or I like those little oyster crackers, you know, you could just pop them in your mouth. And so I usually keep a bag of something like that in my car, but I don't want it just to be, you know, like I said, on the back seat or something. So anyway, I just bought this to keep everything organized and I'm just gonna put it on the floorboard in the back seat. Okay, so next up are these right here. You probably cannot tell what they are. This is what they look like. They're actually shoe bags. So, and they have a little drawstring. So you can put your shoes in there. You know what, let me show you. Look at it. Now these little shoes, actually, I was gonna show them to you. These are a little pair of fuzzy slippers that I just bought. Every year I like to buy some flip-flop fuzzy, that's a tongue twister. Every year I like to buy some flip-flop fuzzy slippers. And this year I really wanted pink. I have some grays and I need to get rid of them because, you know, after a while, your feet are gonna kind of wear down the fur right in here. And although they're still comfortable, I'm just like, you know what? I just wanted a new pair and I wanted a pink pair. And I love also that they have hard bottoms. So should I need to like, I don't know, go throw the garbage out or go to the mailbox or something like that, I can wear them out there. But anyway, look at this. So they are perfect. Look at how much room and space I still have. You know, during the summer, we usually go out of town a lot. And usually I take a whole other bag and I put my shoes in there and there's still a lot of extra room in that bag for other things, but I'm like, ooh, I don't want to put anything in the same bag with my shoes. And usually whenever I pack shoes, I always put them, you know, back to back like that. However, like I said, I feel like I'm taking so many more bags just because I don't want to put anything in the same bag with that. Like the last time, I wanted to put all my bikinis in the same bag with all my shoes and I wanted to put my cover-ups in there, but I'm like, I'm not going to put those in there with my shoes. So then I brought a whole extra bag. So anyway, I decided to buy these so that I could pack my shoes separately. And I know that I'm going to come up with other uses for these, like maybe my wet bikinis. You know, I don't want to just throw them in the bags with all of our other laundry. I like to keep the wet stuff obviously separate. Anyway, there's gonna be so many other things that these come in handy for, but you get 18. And look at, they all have these pretty little color, you know, drawstrings. You get 18 for like $7. So I'm definitely gonna be able to use those. Okay, next up is this lip liner right here. Y'all, every time I've tried to go to Amazon to purchase this, this is by ColourPop and it's the color Beeper. It is a perfect like brownish mauve and it's always the color that I'm looking for. It's more of like a cool toned, I would say, for sure. And they never have this color. And so finally they had it and I bought it. And I had never tried it before, but I'd seen other people try it online. And so I got it and I was like, oh my gosh, I need another one. Went right back and bought another one. Look how smooth this goes on. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And it's just such a beautiful, perfect color. It is so smooth. Now you do have to be a little bit careful with it whenever you sharpen it. And I learned that like right away. I feel like anytime you have a lip liner that's super, super creamy, because this has got to be the creamiest lip liner I've ever used, it's gonna easily break, you know, if you're not careful whenever you sharpen it. Anyway, this is the kind of lip liner that even if you go so far over your lips, you can't see the difference between, you know, it's hard to explain. Let me show you. Do you see how easy that just went on? Just glides on so easily. And I didn't even apply almost any pressure at all. I didn't apply any pressure at all. You can't use a double negative. But look, like even if you go up above, you can't really tell that you've done it. I'm gonna have to use my viewfinder maybe. Like I would never go that far above, I don't think, would I? Okay, so I went really far above, but it's so smooth. I hate doing things on my lips because my lips are crooked. Like this side goes up further and then this side swoops down and this one doesn't. So I don't typically like showing me putting on, that looks really pretty. I kind of like it way up above like that. Look how nice it looks. Like it's not real obvious, right? Because it's so creamy. Anyway, if you like a creamy mauve brown colored lip liner, then you will love this one. So next up is this eyelid primer. It's called Thank Me Later. This primer right here has like 42,000 reviews on Amazon. Y'all, I love this primer so much. I lost my other one and I was without it for about a week. And as a matter of fact, my last video that I made, I had to go in my drawer and I was like, oh no, I need some primer because I have very oily eyelids. So I used the Milani and I've got a couple tubes of the Milani in here. And you know, it always bothers me when something's so viral and everybody loves it and it does not work for me. I'm like, what is wrong with me? You know, but the Milani, anytime I use it in my last video, it makes my eyelids look like they're 90 years old. It makes them look crinkly. It makes them look dry. It makes my eyeshadow look patchy, like it's harder for, I don't know. I'm just like, why doesn't it work for me? This stuff, and it also, whenever I put it on, even because I thought, am I just using an older tube? So I used a brand new tube of the Milani that I had, and it's gritty. It is so gritty on my fingers. And I'm like, there's no way I bought two tubes that were bad or outdated or something like that. So, you know, because I bought them so separately, like 6 months apart, maybe even a year. And so anyway, this stuff goes on so incredibly smooth. So anyway, I bought myself another one and it's just my favorite eyelid primer. Okay, next up is this little, it's just eyebrow powder from a company called Palladio, and this is the soft brown. Y'all tell me why I cannot find eyebrow powder anywhere in store anymore. Like I went to Walmart, I went to H-E-B, and I went up and down the aisles. I was like, do no makeup companies sell eyebrow powder anymore? And I am not somebody who's gonna draw on individual strokes. My natural eyebrows are very, very jet black. Well, now they have gray in them. And I have very few left because I plucked, you know, whenever whenever Pamela Anderson hit the scene, oh my gosh, I was like, I wanted to look just like her. So of course I plucked my eyebrows to oblivion and they don't grow back, but I tattooed them back on myself. And whenever I add eyebrow powder, I just like to, you know, hurry up and add it and go. I'm never going to be the type to spend time making individual strokes, mainly because I just like a really bold, powdery look. And there was a time where I would get comments every single video that I made saying, you should really lighten your eyebrows. You should really lighten your eyebrows to match with your hair. And I'm like, never. I will never do that. I like really, really dark eyebrows and very blonde hair. That has always been my look my entire life since I was 13, 12 maybe. I think 12 is when I bleached my hair for the very first time. And ever since then, but back then, obviously my eyebrows were natural and they were jet black. And so anyway, this is just, it's always been my look. I'm never gonna change it. I'm never gonna have light eyebrows. I will never have blonde eyebrows. I actually dyed my eyebrows or bleached my eyebrows once when I was like in my 20s, and it looked so bad. Like, I feel like I just lost my entire identity. And as a matter of fact, people who knew me, and like I said, this was before I even used eyebrow powder or anything like that. They were just naturally kind of thick and black. And people who knew me were like, why would you do that? Like, your eyebrows were so pretty and they really framed your face and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I could not wait. I was like, how do I get them back to being dark? I actually bought some dark hair coloring, and that's how I do it now, and just put it on there to get them back to their natural color, because I looked like my face disappeared. It was so bizarre. Anyway, all that to say that I really like this eyebrow powder right here. And it is a soft brown. I know it looks a lot darker than that, and that is because, like I said, I've tattooed my own eyebrows and I used a very, you know, brownish black color. And so this is probably a little bit lighter than, anyway, it's hard to, you get it, I'm sure. Okay, so last but not least are just some tank tops and a little shrug. Now, you guys see that I'm wearing this little green one shoulder. My husband loves these one shoulders. He thinks they're his favorite on me. And he likes strapless also. He does not like off the shoulder. He's just like, the reason I don't like it isn't because it doesn't look good on you. It's because it looks uncomfortable on anybody who wears it. And I'm like, it kind of is, because you can't really like raise your arms up as much as you want if it's off the shoulder. Now, he does like the ones where it just almost looks like a floating sleeve, like that's attached down here. He loves those, and I do too. Anyway, he really loves this top right here, and so I went ahead and just bought a black one too, so I'm like, I'll definitely be able to wear it. I'm not gonna put it on because, as you can see, this is how it fits. And I know somebody's gonna say, what strapless bra are you wearing? I'm not wearing a strapless bra. I'm wearing the Cakes. Let me show you. I'm just gonna take one off. So this is what it looks like right here. And y'all, even though it's big, you know, instead of, you're used to seeing the little nipple covers that are that small, that's what makes it so seamless. Look at how thin the edges are. And it just grips onto your body. The little slogan is called grippy, not sticky. So there's no adhesive, there's no stickiness. I think they did create some with some adhesive, like should you want them, but why would you? And they stay on. I can actually just walk around with no top on at all and have these on. It looks really weird. You look like an alien. I don't know why. It's so funny how nipples are so important, you know? Now they're back on. Look, that's the top of it. You cannot even see it, you know? It's so awesome. So that's what I wear under strapless top. Okay, I just went and put on a tube top, not to show you these cakes, but I am gonna show them to you because look, I want you to see, look how, this is like nylon. It is almost see-through. I mean, it's not, but you can't see anything, right? Like, no. Because these cakes are so awesome. But that's not why I put on this little tube top. Y'all, in the summer, I typically live in nothing but tube tops and tank tops, like all summer long. There's no sense in me wearing sleeves ever in South Texas. It's probably 90 degrees today, probably maybe even higher. But I bought this little crocheted shrug because I like to be able to have something to throw over should I go into the grocery store. You know, maybe it's always colder for me in the grocery store. Let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like just down. It's got the 3/4 inch sleeves. It's crocheted. Doesn't that look so pretty? It's so pretty. You probably have to be careful whenever you wash it because, you know, it's crocheted. So you could either wear it like this or you could wear it. Okay, yeah, that is so cute. Now, you know what? I feel like I want to roll these sleeves up just a little bit more. It's so funny because my daughter, she will not wear anything with 3/4 inch sleeves. She's like, that length of sleeves is for old people. And I'm like, well, I am old. She just messes with me. We mess with each other. Yeah, I feel like that looks better. I could even probably roll it one more time. If you're like me and you want to stay cool when you're running around, but you know the second you go into like a grocery store or something like that, you're gonna be cold, this is perfect for that. And although it's crocheted and see-through, it still keeps you warmer than if you were just, you know, if your arms were just exposed, you know? And last but not least are these little tank tops right here. I wore an electric blue one in my last video. I think it's in the dirty clothes right now. And then I purchased this like pretty colored salmon one. And I also purchased this sky blue one. And then I purchased this green one. Okay, y'all, this fly is literally sitting right on top of my phone, facing me, like looking right at me. He can probably see like 50. Oh, he's turning. Ah! I bet you he's about to fly straight to my head. You're messing with me. He is messing with me. Can you see him? Can you literally see him right there on my phone, walking around? Oh my God, look at him. He is messing with me. Anyway, one thing I love about this is how thick it is right in here. And some of the ribbed tank tops that I purchased, like I usually get them from Walmart, they're a little bit thinner. These are a little bit thicker. They're just a little bit more heavy duty. I love the straps. Like you're not gonna be able to see your bra whatsoever. Now this is what they look like on. They come to about hip length. And I did get the extra small because I like mine to be fitted. I guess you could get them bigger if you don't want them to be so fitted. And yeah, so I like them so much, so I bought them in several colors. I think I need to get like 2 more because like I said, I live in tank tops all summer long. I feel like this one's gonna be my favorite color. I might wear that for my next video. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. So me and my pet fly down there, we are gonna be saying goodbye. And I hope he makes it out alive. I hope we both have a good ending to today. Now I am gonna definitely try to spare him because I feel like he kind of left me alone, you know, and he, aside from the fact that he sat on my phone and was looking right at me, but I feel like he might've been trying to connect with me. I think I'm gonna spare him. I'm gonna let him like fly around the house and, you know, I don't know, as long as he doesn't bother me, right? Because he's been pretty good today. I don't know what the lifespan of a fly is. It's probably not that long, so I feel bad cutting it short. And like I said, he hasn't bullied me or anything today. So thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna have links to everything that I showed you in my description box below. I'm also gonna have those links at the top of my comment section. So I hope that you are having a fantastic weekend and hopefully I will see you back here next week.